You didn't buy something big. No car, no vacation, nothing you'd even call a splurge. Maybe it was a $6 coffee, a $3 app, a little "I deserve this" moment that felt completely fine. And yet, at the end of every single month, the money is gone. Again. And you don't really know where it went. You're not reckless. You're not irresponsible. You actually try. But something keeps quietly eating at you. Something small. Something invisible. Here's what most people never realize. It's almost never the big purchases that keep us stuck. It's the tiny ones, the invisible ones, the ones that feel completely harmless, but slowly hollow you out. Today, we're going to look at 7 of those habits, not to shame you, not to lecture you, but because you cannot change what you haven't seen yet. The reward spend. You had a hard week, a really hard week, and somewhere between the exhaustion and the quiet of your room, your brain whispers something really soft. You deserve this. So you buy something small, something that fits in a cart, something that feels like a hug you can afford. And it works for about 11 minutes. Then the feeling fades, but the charge stays. When treating yourself becomes your only way to cope, it stops being self-care. It becomes a loop, a heavy, expensive loop that leaves you feeling more depleted than before. Death by subscription. There's an app on your phone you haven't opened since February, a streaming service you signed up for during a free trial, a meditation platform you used twice. Canceling feels like effort, so it doesn't happen, and every month, quietly, without a single decision, money leaves. Research suggests the average person underestimates their subscriptions by nearly $100 every month. Not because they're irresponsible, because the charges are small enough to ignore, tiny enough to feel like nothing, until they're not. The convenience tax. It's 8 p.m. You're depleted. The idea of cooking anything feels like climbing a mountain. So, delivery. And the food costs $13, but the service fee is $5. The delivery fee is $4. The tip is $4. A $13 meal just became $26, and it happens 3 times a week. When we're emotionally empty, our brain shifts into immediate relief mode. We stop calculating. We stop comparing. We just want the friction gone. Not because we're lazy, but because we're running on empty, and nobody told us that exhaustion is one of the most expensive states we can live in. The sale illusion. The tag says 40% off. You didn't need it this morning. You weren't even thinking about it yesterday. But 40% off, that feels like saving money. That feels almost responsible. So into the cart it goes. Here's the part nobody says out loud. You don't save money by spending it. Our brains fixate on the original price, so anything lower feels like a gain. Retailers have known this for decades. That's why everything is perpetually on sale. You weren't saving $30. You were spending $45 you hadn't planned to, and your brain celebrated it. Lifestyle creep, the quiet one. A friend mentions a new restaurant. A coworker gets a new bag. Your feed fills slowly with aesthetics you start to think are normal. And without one single big decision, without even noticing, your baseline for just living quietly rises. The things that once felt like treats now feel like necessities. And before long, you need more money just to live the same life you were living 6 months ago. It's not weakness. It's a deeply human response to wanting to belong. The checkout spiral. You open an app to buy one thing, one specific thing. 45 minutes later, there are 4 items in your cart, and you don't entirely remember how you got there. The page just kept showing you the next thing, and the next, and somehow you kept scrolling. It's not a willpower problem. It's by design. These platforms are built by rooms full of researchers whose entire job is to outlast your resistance. The algorithm already knows what makes you linger, what makes you feel seen, what makes you click. You were never just browsing. You were being guided. Spending to feel worthy. You pick up the cheaper version. You look at it, and something quiet happens in your chest. A flicker of something, a whisper that says, "This is the version someone who's struggling would buy." So you put it back, and you reach for the nicer one. Not because you love it, but because it says something you need to feel right now. This habit isn't really about money. It's about what you believe you deserve. When our sense of self-worth feels shaky, we sometimes spend to signal to others and to ourselves that we're doing okay, that we're fine, that we've arrived. But things can't fill that gap. They can only quiet it temporarily. And then the quiet fades, and we reach for the cart again. This one runs deep, and it is so much more common than anyone admits. Here's what we want you to hold on to after this video ends. None of these habits make you bad with money. They make you human. They are responses to stress, to exhaustion, to loneliness, to a world that is constantly, relentlessly nudging you to spend. The reward spend, that's you looking for relief. The sale illusion, that's your brain trying to feel clever. Spending to feel worthy, that's you trying to feel enough. None of that is a character flaw. All of it can change. Because here's the quiet truth about tiny habits. The same way they built themselves, slowly, without drama, one small moment at a time, they can be rebuilt. Not through shame, not through restriction, but through the simple, powerful act of seeing yourself clearly. Your financial life is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of your habits. And habits, unlike worth, are something you can actually change. Which of these 7 habits felt the most familiar to you? Was it the reward spend, reaching for something small when things feel heavy? Was it the subscriptions quietly draining you every single month? Or was it the deeper one, spending just to feel like enough? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, noticing is not failing. Noticing is the beginning. You're not alone in this.